Welcome back to our Chess Masters of the Past series, and today we get to see a great game between two masters for the price of one. Mr. Reuben Fine playing white against Salomon Flohr playing black. You see, Reuben is usually known for losing to Bobby Fischer in some famous blitz games in the Evans Gambit, but actually he was a great player in his own right. Um, he was not only a chess player from New York, he also happens to be a university professor and a psychologist, whereas Salomon Flohr was a Soviet chess player. He lived both in Russia, Ukraine, and later on in Prague in the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia. So then let's see what happens when these two styles meet. Let's see what happens when the two masters clash. We start with the French. And the one thing I want to show you in this game is that Black was a little generous with his time. Okay. He took his time. He didn't hurry to get his pieces out, didn't hurry to defend the king or do anything useful. He just thought he could, slowly but surely outplay Reuben. And Reuben just came right at Black and destroyed this French defense. That really hurts me because as a player who loves the French, I'm like, no, not the French. But in this game, Black just played it really badly. Let's take a look. In this French defense, Black goes for the Vinegar variation with bishop b4, pinning a knight, and White says no problem. What pin? I don't care about the pin as long as you can't take my pawn, as long as you can't destroy my center. And now Black is going for the center with the c5 pawn, but usually we have a3. Another move is, Queen g4. You can try some other sidelines like bishop d2, which is actually what happened in this game. But a3 is the most common move, trying to keep the center pawns in a pawn chain. That makes some sense, right? If you have the center, then you can start to attack with these guys firing. But in this game, he had a different idea altogether. In this game, Mr. Fine said, fine, I'll give you the center. And as you take the center, I'll keep the e5 pawn. You can have this one, I'll keep this guy, and make sure your knight doesn't come out, your bishop is hurt, and your king is not doing so great. Knight e7 is the common move. If you take the pawn right away, it's not very healthy because of this move knight b5. And so this is more of a ghost pawn than anything. It doesn't actually exist. It's a ghost. And if you do end up taking my bishop, then who in the world is covering this outpost? Nobody? Well, good luck defending with that king on a fate. Okay, so for that reason, most people end up playing knight e7 and taking the pawn later, if anything. Okay, knight f3 makes some sense. And the point is, if you take, knight takes, and maybe the queen comes into the party, castle's long, gets f4 in there, and white is quite healthy. Instead, Black goes for the strange knight f5. Knight c6 is okay, taking out pieces. Taking is all right. This is a little strange because, the knight gets kicked all over the place, whether by the bishop or by the pawn. It's kind of a time waster. So he starts his time wasting ways around here. And if you waste time in chess, even in the French defense, which is pretty slow, you tend to get punished because they already have more space. And if it starts to go downhill, it only keeps going. So you really have to hurry to destroy that center and get our pieces out. In this game, Flohr was not in a hurry at all. So we take. Bishop takes. He has to waste more time. He already wasted 2 moves by the knight. Here's another 2 moves with the bishop. And here's a 3rd move by the knight because probably, he doesn't want to get these double pawns. For example, if bishop d7, I just win a pawn with takes, and knight takes d5. Okay, so Black says, wait. Let's just trade off that guard, and this is your best knight. After that knight is gone, I'm going to gang up on your e5 target and make sure everybody is staring at it. So White said, okay. You can take me. You can trade off that amazing knight of mine, but in return, you're wasting more time. You spent like 10 years trading off my normal knight. Good job. In the meantime, I'm winning the piece race. I'm castled. I got the center, and I'm going to checkmate you very soon. Before taking, Mr. Flohr says, wait a second, I can attack the pawn first. You can take me and get my queen out. Can you do that for me? No. Rook E1, we only trade on our terms. If you want to trade, you'll bring my queen into the game. That's usually a good idea. Rook E1, making sure this guy is overprotected. He has more than enough friends. And another time waster. How many moves can you waste in one game? And it's not even a healthy time waster. I understand he's scared for the king. I understand he's scared about bishop takes h7 later on. Maybe he's scared about some, king h1, bishop g5s, but come on. That's not a move you can play in the opening. You've already spent like 4 moves doing nothing, and that's number 5. If you spend so much time doing nothing, you tend to get punished. And Reuben had the ability to punish, as you'll see in this game. Knight a4. So, what would be a good, healthy move? a6, stopping knight b5s, and preparing b5s, and also getting the bishop here. Because after knight a4, it turns out, where is this guy going? He doesn't want to go there. He doesn't want to get traded, really. We can even kick him. He doesn't want to go here, because later on, knight takes, bishop takes, and ouch. That hurts. Bishop g5, kick you again. This guy is going to fall. If you tend to castle, then I tend to destroy your house. Okay, so the bishop is awkward and clumsy, even more so than this knight. Okay, and black doesn't have the right pieces here. He's way behind and clumsy. Okay, so the bishop was supposed to be here, but now it can't. It has to go all the way back home. How much time can you waste in one game? Says Reuben Fine, and starts the attack. Rook c1. If they're wasting time and they're refusing to castle, we need to open the center, blast it open, and open the position in general. Okay, because our army is ready to fire, and their army is resting at home, sharpening their guns and knives and everything except not working like they should be. That being said, after bishop d7, finally it starts waking up pieces, but it's a little late. Even in a closed position, with the center closed, this is not going to last long. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could argue 8 because the queen's doing something against 1, 2, 3. 8 against 3 doesn't take a genius to figure out who's better. After knight takes, queen takes, the only reason why we take is to allow for c4. Okay, if pawn takes, we also get a tempo on the queen. We attack with tempo. If they're behind, let's keep them there. Don't let him catch up. Okay, yes, my knight's on the rim, but he's going to greener pastures. He's going to nicer squares. Okay, after takes, the rook says, hello, nice of you to open up files. Would be a shame if someone broke into your king side. And so black says, fine, I'll go back and protect my king. A little late for that, though. Queen h5. Everybody to the party. Queen wasn't working, so it had to be improved. We start making threats. Already here, I'm guessing he was thinking of bishop g6. This is a lovely tactic. If we can get bishop g6, pawn takes, queen takes, then already we should be winning or close to winning. Because king e7, come on, that can't be good. Probably just bishop e3, bishop c5, and the black pieces can't come out ever. So also bishop here, pawn takes, queen takes, and rook to f4 also looks tempting. For that reason, he decided on knight e7 instead. Okay. He's trying to watch out for bishop g6, tries to maybe kick out the queen later, because try kicking the queen now, she's not going anywhere. So for that reason, knight e7, wasting more time. As if all those moves were not enough, he's moving another piece twice. He thinks he can get the bishop out somewhere and get the knight to the outpost, but again, too slow. Dynamics are taken over here. The attack is taken over. The only big mistake I think white made in this game is rook d4. It's okay, it's still good enough to win, but it's not the best. Okay. Um, check out these tactics. Knight c5. This is just winning on the spot because there is nothing black can do. We're going for that juicy d6 outpost with mate. We're going for that juicy e6 pawn because the knight just invades and gets everything here. The point is you can't take because the pin. I'm attacking the queen, and if you end up taking my ice cream, I'll take more with rook d4. Knight c7 coming. It's a double attack on c7 and your queen. So for that reason, black said, fine, I'll run away. And wait. Okay. Now, that's not what happened in the game because he played rook d4. The variations here are very nice. Just to show you some, b6, knight b7, mate. Or knight takes f7, takes the whole army. Okay. If you try, I don't know, what else is there? If you try bishop b5, it's not much better. Rook f4, discovery. And mate coming. Double attack again. Okay. So for that reason, knight c5 is just winning. Instead, rook d4 is second best. g6 kicks out the queen, and we have to return. So they managed to survive for now. And Salomon says, what if I attack some pawns, maybe castle queenside even, or maybe get the c-file? All right, knight has to go back. Okay, knight wasn't doing anything. Now he can't come in here, so he has to go back here and aims for magic outpost. But knight f5 bothers the rook. We could take, but that kills your attack. If they get the bishop pair, if they can castle, play bishop c6, rook g8, they have these snipers coming at you. That's how we lose winning games. So instead, we just keep attacking. Don't stop now. Knight b5, boom. Forcing moves, no retreat. When we're attacking with the initiative, when they're behind in the piece race, we keep on going, only forward, not backward. Okay, knight b5, so if they take, I take with check. That's important. If they take, it's game over. If they take on b5, this would be a cute little miniature and a mate. Of course, they're not going to take. They're going for queen b6. But now, we're ready to take. We could have even taken before, by the way. We could have gone for this before. But why not bring in the knight first? Yeah. Even right away, this would be winning. But you have to see some amazing move like knight d5. So if the queen takes, bishop b5 just wins the game, right? And if king takes, then the computer throws out knight d5. But I mean, which master is going to find this? Today, most grandmasters probably would, but it's a hard move to see because you have to figure out that queen takes, and here you have rook c1, and if the king goes there, the bishops come into the party. So this is winning, but it's not easy to spot. So we can forgive him for not taking right away. He took next move. Rook takes d7, kaboom. We're up in development, we have to use it. Transformation of advantage. We sacrifice at the exchange, rook for bishop, to destroy his light square cover. Okay, the light squares are naked, and I'm coming in to them. Queen takes f7. Okay, if the king runs, he's not going to run far. I think that's like almost checkmate. Queen blocks and rook check. He has not enough pieces to cover. He needs the bishop in there, only move, but not for long. What do we do with pin pieces? Pin and win. Keep going. We're not done with this punching bag yet. We keep on punching. Rook comes in, makes way for the king, but it's too late. Takes, and fork. Okay, already we're getting our ice cream back whenever we want to, but why take pieces if you can finish the game with a checkmate instead? Like, you know, a lot of kids would probably take a rook here, but it's not so clear after knight f3. Some kids would probably go back here, try to get a knight here, or just knight d6. But again, too slow. It gives them time to run away and survive somehow. Instead of retreating and running away from them, how about we just finish the game now? Take 3 seconds and feel free to pause the video in order to find the winning move for white. White to play and win basically in one. If you find this move, it's already a winning position, right? 3, 2, 1. And congratulations if you found the very picturesque Rook D1, finishing the game on the spot. Okay. In the game, he took and resigned next move. But the question is, what else is there? We get out of the forking pattern. We don't like this forking distance. We prepare the discovery, and the king has no good squares, right? He runs here, takes with check. He runs there, takes with check, and come back for more. Okay. Bishop e4 in the air. Okay, and they have no good moves. Their pieces are too clumsy. The knight is dominated. Okay. The king can't really run away without losing his whole army. So in the game he took, he wanted to get it over with, and we got it over with a cute little bishop e4. The point is that when the king runs away, let's try to run somewhere, yeah? Check, and mate. It's just game over. Okay, and if he runs to c7, doesn't get mated yet, but will very soon. He doesn't have enough people nearby, and look at this bishop. Complete domination of the knight. Perfect distance. Okay, rook takes b7 coming. That's also why the bishop goes here, by the way. Yeah, a lot of beginners would probably take a free pawn. Yay, free pawn! But the pawn doesn't matter. The attack matters. Hitting on b7 matters. Okay, and that's how we win against this Mr. Time Waster. So Mr. Time Waster was a good chess player, but in here, Salo did not do a good job of getting the pieces out, stopping the threats, and getting the king to safety. He stuck around for a bit too long in the middle. He never found safe haven, sanctuary. He never found a safe place to go to, and that's how he got completely ravished in the center. Okay, so that's how we attack when our opponents play too slowly. Thanks for listening, and until next time.